Hi, dreamers. It's DB here, and hi. It's been a while since I properly talked to you guys, so what better way to talk to you guys than with a Q&A video? And before we start the Q&A video, I would like to sincerely apologize for the live stream that happened yesterday. I should have double checked whether my internet was strong enough to hold a live stream, and apparently it wasn't. Hopefully, once I upgraded it, it will be enough to do a live stream, but no promises so far. Since I do live in a third world country, and good internet is really hard to get, even the ones that are easy to get, they're like goddamn expensive. So, I'm still searching, so wish me luck, guys. Anyway, on to the Q&A. Oh, before I start, I should mention that I received a lot of questions, even in the span of like one day. I got like, 100-ish comments? I'm really sorry I can't be answering all of them. So I did promise that I'll be answering 30 questions. But since there are so many submissions, I'll also add 10 more on top of it. But I'll choose from those 10, I will only choose the ones that are interesting to me. So, yeah. I'm really sorry if your question doesn't get answered. This is also to limit this segment. Because if there are more questions, I tend to go on. And it'll take like 2 hours, maybe even 3 hours, just to cover everything. After all, my life has been quite a journey, and there's many things to discuss. If you guys want to know, I don't know. Anyway, let's go for the first question. We have T.S. Knight. They ask, what's your favorite type of audio to create? Okay, so I don't do scripts, because scripts are very hard to do. Like, you need a very active imagination to properly make a script. And it just takes time to properly make a script that is both good to read and good to listen to, right? Sometimes scripts are good on paper, but once you act it out, it just feels awkward, right? It's very rare to find a scriptwriter that could make something that feels and listens. What the fuck am I trying to say? It's very hard to find a scriptwriter that could make you feel a certain way, right? Because a good script should convey a certain feeling, right? And I personally don't have that kind of talent. So most of the time, I just say things that pop into my head, and they are completely improvised. So you might notice I tend to use the same phrases a lot. That is because it's improvised. So my favorite type of audio is the ones that are easy to improvise. So the ones that are like comfort audios, sleep aid audios, because I just need to imagine things that will be nice for people to say to me if I myself want to sleep. And I think that's easy. Or easier than other stuff. Next question, we have Honey Annie Play. They ask, what do you think about Akuma ASMR, aka your twin brother, LOL? So Akuma ASMR is my other channel, and he is the devil. He is a trickster. He likes to play tricks on people, and he's an opportunist. He likes to take advantage of situations when they come by. So be careful about Akuma ASMR. He's kind of shady most of the time. But other times he's just wholesome. He's very honest as well. So, mixed feeling about Akuma ASMR. I like him. Next, Catherine. Do you do any sports? Or what kind of sport do you like? I practice all kinds of sports, basketball, soccer, and tennis, and badminton, all those kind of stuff. I wish. I really don't do any sports. I used to swim a little bit, just a little bit. That's like, I don't know. I think I swam for like a month and then I stopped. And other than that, I don't do any sports, which I should actually, now that you remind me. So I'll get back to you guys when I do find a sport that I really like to do. Next, Anastasia Yu. What has inspired you to do ASMR? I also want to thank you for your short comfort audios you post that has always put a smile on my face. Oh. The reason I start ASMR is actually a really, really long story. And I think I could dedicate a whole video just explaining how I got into ASMR. But long story short, it's because of a girl. Let me tell you guys, right? And gals. A guy will do anything to impress a girl, right? And that guy might not end up with that girl, but that's like a huge motivator, Like we are driven by instinct to want to impress our partner, right? Or potential partners. So yeah, it was basically to impress a girl. And it didn't work, so here I am. I ended up just liking it, and my work apparently makes people happy, so I keep on continue doing it. Next, Andy L. I think you have a beautiful singing voice. It soothes me quite a bit and makes me smile. What is one of your favorite songs to hear? Not necessarily to sing, but listen to. I'd like to add my thanks for your efforts and lots of love to you for trying. Take care. Okay. I would respectfully disagree. I think my singing voice needs a lot of work. I am not a singer. I've never learned how to sing. But yeah, I can tell that I'm not the best or anywhere in average level. So thank you for thinking that it's soothing, but I still think it needs a lot of work. For songs, I like to listen to lo-fi songs. Preferably with those with lyrics from a movie, right? So I just love the aesthetic that lo-fi brings. I tend to work at 2 a.m. and 1 a.m. And listening to these lo-fi songs just puts me in a trance, in a meditative state. So, doing some editing doesn't feel too boring. Yeah, lo-fi's. I can link some lo-fi songs that I usually hear in the description below, so maybe you want to check that out. Next, the song I composed. What is your favorite color? This is a question that I like to answer a lot. So my favorite color is blue, but a specific shade of blue. So when you go out to sea, the shallow areas are greener in color, right? And you have the white sandy beaches, right? So it goes from white to green turquoise color and then to dark blue, right? Now, the transition between the dark blue to the turquoise color, that's my favorite blue color, So it has that kind of darkish turquoise feel to it. I think it's aquamarine, but I'm not quite sure. I need to check that out. Yeah, I love that color. That's the most soothing color to me. Next, we have Min Young Yi. How did the idea of a second channel start? So this second channel, Dream Boyfriend, is meant to be an experimental channel. I noticed that Akuma it's very hard to actually bring views into Akuma, right? And I realize it's because my videos were blacklisted, right, from the algorithm, so people can't search it as well as other videos. And I wanted to make this channel to see whether it was actually true, right? And judging from the first few videos, there might be some truth in it. Not like 100%. I still do get like search results for Akuma, but not as much as, for example, videos from Dream Boyfriend. So I'm still sort of experimenting right now between both channels to see what works, right? But yeah, it really is for me to understand how YouTube works better. Next, we got Skylar Storm. If you could do a part 2 to one of your characters, who would it be? I actually done quite a few part 2s already. Most notably the possessive dominant boyfriend. Link in the description, by the way. And yeah, if I were to do another part 2, it would probably be the yandere vampire video, which I just popped in the trailer for. I actually made quite an extensive lore behind the yandere vampire, so I hope you guys will enjoy it. Next we have Tiana Juric. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Do you like any anime, a genre, or a specific show in particular? And what you are watching nowadays? Oh, any that you are watching nowadays. I do love anime. But I honestly don't watch much anime these days. Currently, I'm watching To You the Immortal, which is an okay anime, right, so far. I haven't seen anything that will indicate it will be spectacular, but I'm following that. For genres, I'm really a sucker for isekai genre. So anything that's fantasy, takes you to another world, I'll usually end up watching it, even though it gets really boring sometimes. It gets repetitive, but I like it. I like the sense of, adventure, finding out something new. So either an isekai genre or like a survival genre. So if, for example, if you're lost in the forest and you're trying to escape, kind of like Batum, right? But Batum is like more like fighting and, survival of the fittest in a game sort of context, right? Like a battle royale. I don't particularly like battle royales, but I guess the survival aspects makes me want to watch it as well. So yeah, survival and isekais. That's my favorite genre. Next, honey. Apple or orange juice? I would lean towards orange juice more, but sometimes I do crave for apple juice if I want a bit more acidity in my juice. So yeah, 80% orange juice, 20% apple juice during those weird days. Next, we have Star. I am actually glad you tried so hard to make everyone smile. God bless your sweet soul. Oh, thank you. And don't worry too much. Oh yeah, thank you very much. Okay, for the question, which type of Disney movie is your all-time favorite? Okay, so there's several questions here. I'll answer them all. It's fine because they all look very interesting. I'll answer them one by one. Question 1. The Disney movie. For the type, I don't know about types. I only know Disney movies. So the Disney movie that I love to watch is Tarzan. So something about family. in that movie, in love, right? And how, sometimes you have to balance between both, between family and love. And that speaks to me so much, especially currently where I am. Yeah, and there's so many scenes in Tarzan specifically that make me like, wow, this is what animation is supposed to be, right? I remember watching the scene in Tarzan where Jane and Tarzan was swinging by the trees, and Tarzan looked at Jane like she was the most beautiful person in the world, like his princess, in the most smoldering, sexy eyes you could think of. And I'm like, oh my God, whoa, damn, I wish I could make those eyes, like those smoldering eyes. Right? If I try to make it, I just look constipated most of the time, so it's very difficult to do, guys. Yeah, that's the thing that makes that movie magical is really the conveying of love, right? I think it's like semi love at first sight, but not really, because Tarzan was first fascinated at Jane because it's the first time he's actually looking at someone who is similar to him. He always thought that all apes look different and he himself looked different than other apes, right? And to finally see someone that looks like him, like a hairless ape, he finally finds himself, where he belongs. And it's beautiful. Yeah, I'm getting too deep with the Tarzan analysis here, but yeah, movies like Tarzan. Question 2: are you ever planning to compose your own song, sing, and put it on YouTube? Nope, no plans for that whatsoever. I've never learned to sing. I've never learned to play any sort of instrument. And I've never learned to sheet music or any like music theory. So I don't think I'll ever be able to compose my own song. I'll make parodies probably, but not like my original song. Question 3: how to deal with sadness and numbness? Okay. Like, I suffer from anxiety attacks a lot, and they lead me to crying every time I go to sleep. Okay. So, sadness and numbness. I think all kinds of negative feelings, they all stem from something. Either something that triggers it, like an event, or something that you're experiencing every day. There's 2 ways you could cope with it, right? And everybody copes with it differently. But in my opinion, there's really 2 ways. Either you confront it or you avoid it, right? Avoiding it really is effective only for the short term, right? Because eventually it will resurface and you'll have to deal with it again. The method to avoiding it will be to drown yourself with doing something else, right? Like work. That's why a lot of people, they tend to focus on work. They're workaholics because they have things that they don't want to deal with. They're avoiding their personal life because they can't handle it, right? So if you feel like you can't handle it right now, then it's okay to avoid it, but know that it's not a permanent solution. The other way, which is the difficult part, is to confront it, right? So find out what it is that is making you sad, what it is that's making you numb, right? If you think that, oh, you don't have any friends, then go make friends, It's easy to make friends these days if you really keep an open heart and an open eye. That's like the hard part, right? It's hard to open up when you've been scarred before. It's hard to really make new friends when, some friends betrays you, or, things happen that makes it difficult to trust people, but you have to. because we are social beings. We desire connection. We want to connect with other people and make friends. So you should try to do that. Yeah. Me personally, though, when it comes to sadness, I've never felt like an overwhelming sadness before. So I can't fully empathize with people who has experienced that sadness and depression. But yeah, a good way will always to share it with other people, how you're feeling. Because through talking with other people, through being with other people, you're sharing your sadness. That means your sadness will be halved, essentially, right? I think there is a Swedish proverb that says that happiness that is shared is doubled, and sadness that is shared is like halved. So the best way is to surround yourself with people that you love. And I think when you surround yourself with these kind of people, it will be hard to be sad and numb, because there's always something to do with them. Next up, will you ever update your digital drawings to any apps like Instagram? No, not Instagram. For now, I'm putting it on Twitter. And question 5, which song is your absolute favorite? Ooh, absolute favorite. I can't say what's like my absolute favorite, but if you're talking about classic songs that I would listen to like every day, if I could, will be anything by Queen, specifically Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. Oh my god, yeah. Ooh, that's just music to my ears. Next, we have Cat Banana. If someone were to make a fan art of your character, where would they post it? You can go to Twitter and tag me, or use the hashtag DreamersFanart. Just look at the thing on the screen, follow that, or I'll put it in the description as well. And you guys can just follow that as well. Next, we got Iris. How do you feel that your second most popular video is an April Fool's video? Honestly, I'm still laughing over that. So I actually don't mind that it's actually the second most popular video. It just goes to show that people are quite into the spicy side of things. It's to be expected, I guess. But yeah, I still read the comments on that April Fool's video and just laugh my ass off. I'm basically a kid, you know, and when I manage to prank people, I'm like, I got you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm so easy to amuse sometimes. Next, we have Samsam. Hello, Dream. It's okay, we can wait for you. And is your hair fluffy? No, my hair is a bit coarse. I guess it depends what you define as fluffy. I don't think my hair is that fluffy. Next, we have Yaoi Devil. What's your story or inspiration to make such an amazing channel? Ooh, I actually kind of answered this question already. It was basically to impress a girl, but inspiration, right? Ooh, there's a lot of ASMR people, ASMR artists out there, and they are basically what inspired me to do the things that I do, right? And the number one inspiration would probably be Yandere Boyfriend. And the thing is, he makes like some really spicy stuff, right? And I really don't think it's him who's uploading his stuff on there. I think it's just someone on Reddit or somewhere on the internet doing these videos, and then suddenly someone took their stuff and posted on YouTube, and somehow it blew up. Yeah, so I really don't think they're aware that their stuff are like being put out there without their approval. Or maybe now they do, and seeing the amount of views that it gets, they just don't give a damn anymore. So, yeah. If you know who I'm talking about, then good. If you don't, then yeah, better not know what I'm talking about. Next, we have Chibi-chan. DB, you don't have to apologize. But I do. You know, it's the live stream was pretty big disappointment. I'm really sorry, guys. Okay, so anyways, the question is, if YouTube suddenly shut down, which is pretty impossible, what are you going to do? I mean, is this your full-time job? I'd love to hear answers from you. Sending love and support. I love you, DB. Okay. This is not my full-time job. This is sort of a hobby that I'm doing. I would love to make it a full-time job, but it's not currently. I have a cargo family business, right? So my family, we are in the export and import business, especially to and from where I live. So I live in Indonesia, by the way. It's a Southeast Asian country, and we mainly deal with import and exports, especially with stuffs like manufacturing stuff for big companies. It doesn't have to be manufacturing stuff, but usually businesses, when they want to send large quantities of stuff to other countries, they will go to us and we'll arrange all the documents, and we'll also send usually a cheaper price compared to normal conventional means. Yeah, that's what I do. But yeah, if YouTube were to shut down, I'll probably try going on Reddit. But yeah, I really don't know how better else to put my audio out there, because YouTube is really the best way to promote your stuff, especially doing ASMR stuff. But I'll probably find a way. Maybe put it on Twitter, maybe put it on Soundgasm or something. But I will still probably do it, if not full time, then as a hobby. Next, we have June. It's okay, bestie. Don't worry about the live stream. Yeah, okay. The question is, what is your most treasured memory? Okay. So I already have a girlfriend, right? And I'm sorry for if I break many of your hearts, but that's the truth, and it's best that you know about it. And recently, it's a long distance relationship, and recently I visited her in Turkey, and there's this one moment where we were just lying in the bed, and I was looking at her. I just saw that she's the thing that I've been looking for, like, when you've desperately tried to find something your whole life, and suddenly you realize you got it, right? At first you don't really realize it, right? Because you're still kind of struggling to believe in reality. But at that moment, that's when it felt real, and she's here, and she's everything that I ever wanted, and that is my most treasured memory. Just me staring at her, and she staring at me back. Yeah. Basically, any time with my girlfriend is It's a treasured memory, but that particular moment was the best. I love you, baby. Next, we have Skylar. What ridiculous thing has someone tricked you into doing or believing? Tricked. Yeah, probably my brother. He likes to feed me some alcohol. I think he's the one who got me into alcohol and smoke. Well, I'm not into smokes, but like he always had been trying to get me into vape and smokes, but yeah, I really don't like those. But alcohol, that's a different story. Don't drink, kids. If you don't drink, just don't drink. Right. But if you do, drink responsibly. Right. Nowadays, I just drink like in special events. And I normally just drink really special kinds of alcohol, not like just any kind of alcohol. Yeah, so I think it's ridiculous because like there's really no need for us to consume alcohol. Unless, of course, you're in like a really cold climate and you need to keep warm, then possibly alcohol could be good in that moment. But other than that, I don't think drinking alcohol should be something you need to do. Right. So yeah, my brother, he got me into it. Next, we have Berry Cake. What is your favorite Hello Kitty character? Can I say something in Portuguese? No, I can't speak any word of Portuguese. And Hello Kitty character, I really don't know much Hello Kitty characters, but I do love the Hello Kitty itself, the main one. So probably that one. I don't know if there are any other characters. I don't know. It was like a universe by itself. This is news to me. Wow. Next, we have Kirigiri Kyoko. What's your favorite dish? Like as in a plate, bowl, etc. It's a strange question, but currently the only question in my mind at the moment. Is sushi in a plate? I guess it is. So, my favorite dish is sushi and sashimi, right? I've been to Japan before, and I've tasted like fresh sashimi from the market. So it's literally they just caught it in the morning and they're serving it right in front of you, right? And oh my God, I've never tasted such fatty, such fresh and like sweet sashimi in my life. So I ate some tuna, right? I normally don't like tuna, right? I usually go for salmon, but god damn that particular tuna that I ate was the normal tuna, the akami, right? The red one, and the medium fatty one, the chutoro. That I feel like the chutoro is like the best cut of meat because it's got the fattiness and the flavorfulness of the tuna, and my god, that is the single best bite I've had in my trip in Japan. Like nothing ever compares when it comes to sushi, right? Yeah, it's been a long time since I go to Japan. Oof. If I go back to Japan, I will definitely want to go for some really good sushi, like fresh ones. So yeah, to answer that, sushi. And a lot of Japanese food, actually. Next, we have Fiola Criston. Any other plan than doing ASMR? I actually like drawing, and actually my passion before ASMR is animation. So if you go to my other channel, which is Akuma ASMR, you will see that some of my ASMR incorporates some complex animations, especially in the FaceTime series. So really my real passion is in animation. And if I'm not doing ASMR, probably that's something I would definitely do for the rest of my life. Because I mentioned the Tarzan movie, right? Like there are certain scenes in, kids movies, in cartoons, and in anime that make you stop and just try to absorb the beauty or the feeling that it gives. Like in Tarzan, where Tarzan looks at Jane when they were swinging, and they finally realize that they're in love, right? Jane gets flustered, and Tarzan just looks a bit, trying to analyze what she's thinking. And then there's also this one moment from Cowboy Bebop where in the first episode, oh, spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't watched the show, the first episode where Spike was chasing this terrorist, which had like these red drug that makes people go berserk and fight better. He was with his girlfriend, who was pretending to be pregnant while all the drugs were on her belly, right? And the police managed to catch up to them and blow their ship down. And all the drugs were scattered in space. And in an epic slow motion fashion, Spike looks so sad looking at the girl, just suspended in space, and all the drugs just scattered everywhere. Just makes you think, like, how could something be so sad and beautiful at the same time? It's beyond words, really. I want to make an animation, or I want to make a story that could convey that similar emotion. And that's been my drive ever since, really. And the reason why I particularly took an interest in ASMR was I could somewhat convey that emotion, but with voices, right? But it really is different than just with visuals, right? I want to make something that could activate all the senses if possible, just visual and the sounds. So I want to make a movie, essentially. An animated movie. Something that I could be proud of. Hopefully that could happen someday. Next, Sapphire Light. What ASMR content is tricky to do? I think if you have a proper plan to do the ASMR, anything is not that tricky. But it is especially tricky when you come in not knowing what you're trying to do, right? I would often do multiple retakes because I just don't understand the character's motivations and I don't know what they're planning to say, right? So, tip for you, aspiring ASMR artists out there, if you don't have a script, make sure you write down the key points that you want to address in the audio, right? A good audio, will always have one theme going on, right? So, for example, my possessive dominant boyfriend will be a theme about jealousy, about possessiveness, like a toxic relationship, essentially. And the yandere vampire will be something about, on the horror side, perhaps the sadness of being immortal, right? So you have to really look and think what kind of emotion you're trying to convey. And that should be the focus of your ASMR audio. Next, we have Boo. What can make you happy? If you're asking me personally, then doing something productive makes me happy. Making others happy makes me happy, right? But I think it depends really what you mean by happiness. There are two kinds of happiness. Happiness that you feel, like an emotion, right? That kind of happiness is basically like a drug. You'll feel happy, but once that happy sort of fades away, you're no longer happy, right? The other type of happiness is something I would like to call fulfillment. So, doing something that fulfills you doesn't necessarily make you happy right now. So, fulfillment is more towards something you do that contributes to other people, something to do that makes you feel, I've done something to be proud of. Something that you can be proud of, like it could be an achievement, like an academic achievement. It could be, learning to play the guitar. It could be learning how to animate. It could be learning how to draw. But it gives you a sense of accomplishment, right? Things that makes you feel proud of yourself, right? And the journey really doesn't start happy, right? Because there are ups and downs to these kind of things. When you start on these kind of journey, you struggle, right? You don't immediately get good at editing videos. You don't immediately get good at drawing, right? Like myself, it took me like years before I could start doing the Ikemen style. And before that, it took me years before actually drawing a decent sort of drawing, right? Digitally. So, yeah. Happiness is sometimes not immediate. It's something that you work on every day and you eventually become proud of. So I would tend to try to get that kind of happiness. And in that context, what makes me happy is doing these things. Doing ASMR, making videos, drawing, making art, and realizing it actually, has an impact on other people more so than I thought. Yeah. That makes me happy. Next, Sonic Yugi asks, do you have any pets or used to own one? I have 12 cats. At home. It's actually my mother's cats. Because, she's the type of mom that's like, she got hooked to cats because me and my brother, we kind of like shoved a cat to her face and she fell in love with that cat. And ever since then, she gets so attached with any stray cat that seems like it's needing help. So usually cats that are, limping or kittens that without any moms, mom will probably take them in, nurse them. She'll say she'll, put them up for adoption, but once she names them, they're never going anywhere. So it's been growing. It started from like 3 cats, 6 cats to 12 cats right now. Yeah, I love them very much. Although some of them are assholes. Lana Rain. Would you have a transgender girlfriend, such as myself? Hehe. Also, who makes your artwork? Love you. I already have a girlfriend, so probably not. But whether or not I would consider having a transgender girlfriend, I actually don't mind. No, wait. Let me think about it. Like, I really don't care, as long as you have a good personality, right? But I guess I've been brought up in a very Asian culture, right? So it will be difficult for me to actually have a relationship with someone who is transgender, because in Asian culture, you're also marrying the family, right? So it will be very hard to convince my family that I'm dating a transgender person, right? But if you are worth it, then I would definitely do everything I can to make that happen. But I have a girlfriend, so yeah. And who makes my artwork? It's me. Right now. The old ones I took from the internet, But I recently got a copyright strike, so going forward, I'll be drawing all my artwork from now on. And next we have Chiraye. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce this one. What is something you would like to accomplish within the next year or so? Probably getting 100K subscribers. But I don't know. It's really difficult to get that number. But hopefully I could. And maybe make more animation stuff. Because really that is my real passion. Okay, next we have Lolo. What is your favorite thing to do? By the way, don't worry. I understand the third world internet. See you from Argentina. Oh, okay. Yeah, third world internet sucks. My favorite thing to do would probably be to sleep and dream. If I'm not like working on ASMR, if I'm not working on animation or drawings, I would probably be just sleeping, right? Or I'll be at work, but I would prefer to sleep. And oh my god, I'm a professional sleeper, guys. Like, you could be talking to me 1 second, and the other second I'll be like dead, like instant out cold, like just dead like that. Okay, next we have Sugar Apple. What's your favorite anime? I really can't say what my favorite anime is because it depends really on the mood and also like the season, right? Like if there's a new anime for this season that I really like, that will be my favorite anime for that. Like when Konosuba first aired, like that was my favorite anime. Because goddamn, Konosuba was like so funny. And when Mob Psycho aired, it's like that's my favorite anime. Because goddamn, Mob Psycho really transcends the art style, right? Because I used to think that I would not fall in love with anything but the anime, classic anime art style, right? But Mob Psycho showed me different. As long as you have a good story, it doesn't matter whether like your art style is different. You can still enjoy it as much. But if I were to really think out of all the animes that I've watched, right? Probably something called Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. That's a classic that I like. And that show just gives me like straight nostalgia. And I remember seeing it for the first time and seeing like, goddamn. Like from the first episode, I never thought anyone would, sacrifice so much just to revive like their mom. Like it's so tragic and somewhat relatable as well. Yeah. And of course, like the opening for Full Metal Alchemist was like one of the best. Like Yui, she's my favorite Japanese singer. Top notch. Okay, now for the extra questions. I've handpicked from the rest of the submissions the questions that seem interesting. And I would like to answer them now. Okay, let's see. Number 1 by Sonia Miranda. By any chance, are you from Malaysia or nearby Malaysia? Yes, I am. I'm from Indonesia. We're practically neighbors. And Indonesia has worse internet than Malaysia, so lucky you guys. Damn. I wish I had like Malaysian internet. At least I could do some stuff. Because my god, downloads are super long here. It's really driving me crazy. Next, we have Blurry Face. What inspired you to make ASMR videos? And also, what was the origin of Dreamer, your catchphrase? Love your work, heart. So, my inspiration for ASMR and the origin of Dreamer are two different things, right? So since this is already my second channel, I wanted to make a channel for experimentation, which is this one, the Dream Boyfriend channel. And it really stems from the name Dream Boyfriend, right? I remember me and my girlfriend, we were just talking about, if you want to make an ASMR channel, what do you think is the perfect like name for it? You know, like it has to have like the word boyfriend in it, right? Or something of similar context, right? So, boyfriend ASMR is already a thing. ASMR boyfriend just feels like a parody of a boyfriend ASMR, right? So, anime boyfriend seems a bit because I don't want to be making all anime all the time. And then it occurred to me, why not make it like a dream boyfriend? You know, something that, lies in your dreams. Since the name was Dream Boyfriend, I thought it was just fit to let it be a dreaming world. So the Dream Boyfriend will take you to one dream after another, right? It's just because like people who listen to ASMR, most of the time they listen it right before they sleep, right? To help them relax, to help them calm down through whatever they're going through. And Dreamer just fit perfectly in that context, right? Because you're trying to sleep, you're trying to dream. And I just love the idea of reviving the child in you, the child that is like willing to dream again, because everybody needs a dream. Because without dreams, you're just empty husk. You don't have a goal you want to achieve, right? So really the purpose of this channel is also to make people dream again, to be hopeful again, to feel like a child again and be happy, in a sense. So all of a sudden I just made this really on the spot kind of thing and decided everything would be revolving around Dream Boyfriend, Dreamer, Dreams. Even the logo is basically a cloud, right? So when you're dreaming, your head's in the cloud, and your dream boyfriend will look like a cloud with a smiley face. Yeah, I literally drew that with a mouse as fast as I could, and it turned out so aesthetic. I was like, whoa, hello, hi there, dream boyfriend. Yeah, it is sort of an accident, but then again, funny things how the best things in life are accidents. Yeah, kind of like this channel. Next, we have Ayu. How do you feel knowing that there are thousands of people who use your audios to feel better? Like sufficient, beautiful, and important. And do you have any counselor for low self-esteem? I really... Like, at first I didn't know that, like, a lot of people really go to my audios to, like, feel good about themselves. I personally think that's not a healthy way of doing things. It's okay to, to use it as a temporary distraction, but, like, over time, you also need to focus on things, that will give you a permanent change, right? Like, for example, your low self-esteem. It should stem from somewhere, right? Either your fear of meeting new people, your fear of rejection. You're also maybe self-deprecation. Maybe you don't think so highly of yourself, right? I used to be like that as well. Back in university, I actually find it very difficult to talk to other people. I still sort of have this social anxiety when it comes to people, especially in a business context. But the way I deal with it was just to go out there, to actually just, say to myself, hey, everybody is as clueless as you when it comes to talking to other people, right? Which most of the time was the case, right? Everybody really don't know what is the best way to talk to other people, right? They can just try, and sometimes they fail, but other times they succeed. And in those times that they succeed, you actually may make another friend, right? Someone you could actually spend, like, your life with. So, yeah, it is very scary to start talking to other people. It's very scary to convey your feelings to other people, to, start a relationship, whatever it is. Could be just friends, could be like boyfriend and girlfriend kind of thing. It is very scary to do. But there's always that one chance, right? That you making a friend now could mean a lot in the future. That friend could evolve into something even greater, right? It could be your lifelong friend. It could be your best friend. It could be your lover, right? So opportunities lie in the most unexpected places. The first time I met my girlfriend, she was a fan, and a pretty one of those clingy fans, right? No, well, not clingy, more like a classic fanatic fan, right? But I'm shooting myself in the foot here, because she's probably hearing this right now. But yeah, like I really, if I hadn't said hi back to her, if I hadn't, probably made conversation with her, then I would probably never have met her and see how beautiful and amazing she is. So just know that whenever you're trying to make friends, whenever you're trying to talk to other people, most of the time they're always excited to talk to you as well. Most of the time, it's something that will lead to something good, like it'll be way bigger than you would ever think it would be. So yeah, just talk. Just go out there. Just do it. Do the things that you think you're afraid of. And eventually, once you do them enough, you'll no longer be afraid of it. Next, we have Bunny. Honestly, my Wi-Fi's trash too. Would you ever do a face reveal? Probably not for Dream Boyfriend. Because the point of a Dream Boyfriend is it could be any person you want, right? And I don't want to put my face out there because it will be a distraction from like enjoying your ASMR. Yeah. Next, we have Gusto de Margarita. Do you have any pets? If yes, could you please show us? Okay. I'll show you guys one by one my 12 cats at the end of the video. Next, we have Inumiru Lover. Ever been to an anime, comic, or sci-fi convention? Would you like to attend one if you've never been? I've actually been to 2 anime conventions in the past, but honestly, it has been a very bad experience. I'm really bad with crowds. I really hate crowds, right? And anime convention just is like a huge crowd, right? You can barely talk to people. You have to like scream sometimes just to talk to someone beside you. And if you're by yourself, you'll feel like you're sort of alienated. I thought I was an anime fan, but goddamn, these people are anime fans. I feel like the normie. Going to the anime conventions. I always go there feeling like, man, I don't belong here. Like, damn. And that's when I realized that you really have to go with a friend to an anime convention. Otherwise, you're really not having fun. Everybody's sweaty. Everybody's, doing cosplays and doing whatever they are with their own groups. And you're just there, trying to vibe with people, but really no one's talking to you. Because they're all busy doing their own stuff, right? So yeah, it's not a place I would love to go to. Nia Martinez. Ooh, quite a lot of questions. I'll choose one. Okay. Okay, what is your favorite genre of movies and show? Romance, comedy, action, etc. I love romance with a bit of action, right? I'm a real sucker for good romance, right? But more on the slice of life kind of story. So a good classic movie that I love is Forrest Gump. And it's a story about, I really don't know what he is. I think he's autistic. I can't tell. Either he's autistic or slow. I'm not quite sure. Basically, Forrest Gump is a person with special needs, and he, even though he has special needs, right, it doesn't hinder him from enjoying his life, living his life to the fullest, right? So, in his life, he went to Vietnam, joined the war, right? And, he did all these amazing stuff in between. He became a famous ping pong player, and he became a captain of a shrimping boat, right? He did all these amazing things, and he didn't even require a quote-unquote normal brain, right? So, yeah, sometimes, thinking actually pulls you down. Sometimes you should be like Forrest Gump and like just do things that you want to do, right? And in Forrest Gump, there's also a romance between Forrest and the main female protagonist, Jenny. And my God, that's like the most heartbreaking and beautiful love story in movies. Yeah, so I do love a bit of romance, a bit of slice of life, and a tiny bit of action in between. So what was that? Action romance genre? Yeah, that one. Next, we have Diana A. Type of woman do you like? I love me a woman that can beat me up. Strong woman, strong independent woman, Real, the type of woman that doesn't need me, right? She can live without me, right? She's independent, but still sticks with me regardless because she genuinely loves me. Like my girlfriend, she's totally like that. That's why I love her. Next, we have Lovely Stars. How tall are you? I am 6'0" or 183 centimeters tall. And the final question by XX Cringy Cookies XX. I have one question. How do you make such good audios and art? I need these traits. The easiest and fastest way you could do that is to learn from people you admire, right? So say you want to make good audios and good art. Consume audios that you like. So go on YouTube, find audios that you like, right? And learn from them. Analyze it. What makes it a good audio? Like, break it down. Take notes. Take notes to what they're saying. Take notes about the theme that they're talking about, right? And try to do it yourself. At first, you'll be, a bit cringy, a bit weird, but over time, you'll get good at it. The same goes with art. Follow the artist that you want to be, right? For me, one of my favorite artists is WLOP. Some people call him WLOP, right? And my God, their use of lighting is so phenomenal. Like, goddamn, look at these pieces here, right? Whew. Yeah, like that's the type of art that I strive to be, but I realize like that's way beyond my current level. So I'm sort of doing like a simplified version of it. So I'm more on the classic anime style, Ikemen style right now. But eventually I want to work up to that kind of level. Yeah. Oh, also, speaking of amazing artists, I recommend one manga artist that really, really needs a lot more recognition. So the manga I'm talking about is called Otoyomegatari, which basically in translation is called A Bride Story. It's, in my opinion, the perfect manga. It is a masterpiece. It's drawn by KAORU MORI, and oh my god, you can tell that she really loves to draw. She really loves to draw everything. Animals, birds, eagles, like even to the minute details. Like she notices so much fine details that we often overlook in our daily lives. And my god, I mean, just look at these art for yourself. Like, holy crap. Yeah. Otoyomegatari, I recommend you to read it. But I could also understand if, some people might not like it as well. Because it is basically a story in the past in the Middle East where it basically tells the story about people in the Middle East being married off, arranged marriage kind of thing. So if you don't like arranged marriage, then probably you wouldn't like this. But if you could go past that, right, you could really appreciate just like how amazing the story is. It really puts you right deep inside of Middle Eastern culture during the time, right? You actually feel like you are like an NPC, like a third party character, just going through everything, like breathing Middle Eastern air, seeing the market, how lively it is, people carving wood, people sewing things, right? You actually become part of their culture, and it's so difficult to make something just from drawing, right? To convey this kind of like feeling just from drawing. Like, oh my god. I just can't recommend Otoyomegatari enough. And she is still one of my biggest inspirations for drawing. I could never do her art style because, my god, it will take me forever just to draw like one page of hers. But yeah, definitely something to motivate me. Whenever I'm feeling, a bit down, a bit blue, just look at her art and be amazed and just dumbstruck. Like I'm just in awe at her art. Yeah. Of course, there are many other artists that I would like to recommend, but it will be a whole hour video just talking about artists I like. So yeah, just this recommendation will be enough. I guess that's it, guys. It's been quite a long Q&A. I hope you guys got the answers that you wanted. And yeah, I'm excited to do more audios for you guys. And I hope you guys will look forward to them. And for internet, no promises so far. I'm still looking for a good internet provider. Hopefully I can get a good one by the end of the month or by next month. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. That's it, and it's been DB. Yeah. Don't stop dreaming, dreamers, because that's what we all must do. We must have a dream and strive towards it all the time. Otherwise, we're just surviving instead of living. Okay. Goodbye, guys. Oh, what should I say in the beginning? Hey, dreamer, what's up, yo?
Sup, bitches?
Sup, bitches? Yo, here, DB here. Yo, within his house. What up, y'all? Otoyo Megatari? Wait, Otoyo Monogatari. Fuck. Let me
Otoyo Megatari.
Shut up. Yeah, Otoyo Megatari. A story about Middle Eastern, like in the past, in Middle Eastern, since I do live in a since I since I do live in a shut up, baby.
All right, let's look for the gremlins. Grrr.
So first we have Bulldozer right here. And then this is the alien / Kuning. And then we have Himawari, the beautiful princess. And then Item, the fine lady of the establishment. And of course, Mars. And then Panda. Ooh, and that one in the cage is Slamet. And the other one, this little girl in the cage. She's called Putzi. Up next we have Upin right here, trying to sniff my sandals. Darn you, Upin. And then we have Gumball. Ooh, my favorite boy. And then we have Snowball here. My family calls him Bogel because they can't pronounce Snowball. And then last but not least, we have Eepit right over here. And that's all my kids.